Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of December 19th through to the 26th. I am going to be doing the theme of being blunt the weekend of the readings, simply because we have Sagittarius moving both through the Sun and the Moon. So we have a lot of Sagittarian influence this weekend. And of course, if you know any Sagittarians, you know that they are blunt, to the point, but they're always trying to be helpful. Their whole point is to be honest. They're not trying to hurt you, they're just being honest. In fact, they'll be blunt and they'll give you a hug at the same time. So it's a very loving energy. It's just very honest. So it's incredibly helpful. So this is a general reading for your sign. Whatever is most prominent in your life, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to. And I hope that you find them helpful and healing. So what does Cancer need to be blunt about this week? Those actually didn't come out, so I'm going to put them back in the deck and keep shuffling. So I do want to remind you that Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and of course Jupiter rules optimism. It's the great philosopher, and it's the planet of expansion. So basically anything taken on at this time or with Sagittarian or Jupiter energy really is the propensity to go forever, to keep expanding, to keep growing. It's also a really nice energy for being really honest with yourself about any changes or concerns or just basically things that we tend to put off looking at because they're, painful or it's not the right time, so to speak. All right. My dear Cancer, so what I'm seeing here is that it's a really nice week for you to be blunt about where you belong. Where do you belong? What's your family? Who is your family? Who are you in the family? Really about belonging. If it isn't, again, as a general reading, if this is more about your work family, if this is more about the kids that you grew up with in school and you sort of have this, get together every year or something like that. It's like maybe you're outgrowing people or maybe people are outgrowing you. But there is an element of, where do you belong? Where are you satisfied? Where do you feel home is? Where is your home? And this is a curious question, frankly, for the Cancer because you know that your animal is the crab here and that's their home, right? The shell is their home. So it's almost like now we're going to look deeper at this. We're going to say, what's in your heart? Where do you feel you belong in your heart, right? Because Cancerians, any water sign, frankly, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, they're ruled by water. So they have this ability and this power of, fluidity. They can go anywhere they want. They can fit in anywhere they want. It's also an electric energy. I know that sounds counterintuitive, but there's an electrical pulse to water as we know it. So it's not just like, oh, there's so much emotions, it's so wet. We can be a damper, we can really bring things down. But, it can churn the other way. Depending on how you're using your energy, you can actually create electricity. So this is actually a huge ability, okay, frankly, that no other element has. It's unique to water signs. So never rest on this sort of emotional laurel that, Cancers are known for. We're emotional or we're homebodies. Yeah, but we're so much more than that, right? You have this electrical current. You can actually change people's minds. You can change people's hearts. As long as you're honest, as long as you're speaking from your own heart. And you believe what you're saying. But generally, you have to be comfortable, right? What makes Cancerian shy is this sense of belonging. You have to know that you're safe, okay? As opposed to, say, even Leo. Leo is just like, I'm going to tell you what's in my heart. And you may like it and you might not, but I'm fine either way, right? That's Leonian energy. Cancerian energy is like, how do I say this? How do I present this? How do I really feel about this? How might they feel about it? And there's so much it can get a bit daunting. But if you imagine for a moment, how am I true to myself? How do I feel when I think this? How can I present this with a sense of electricity so that's exciting to the other person? That's a really nice sense of personal power. So no matter what you're doing here in terms of relationships, where you belong in your workplace or your peer groups, for example, just remember that one of the most important things might be is, where do you come alive? Where do you feel electric? Where do you feel not always just safe? Because that's kind of dull and it's not really going to help us grow, right? Safe is good. You always want to be safe in your everyday, but safe in every single word and every single step you take, that's daunting and it's suffocating. Where do you feel excitement? This is going to be your calling cards this week. This is where you're going to want to feel blunt about this, because check it out. Before this, we have Never Ending Story. This is an influence to where you belong, and this is just feeling, look, she literally can't look at herself. This is a timepiece. We have terms love me. We have words yes, no. And then we have this not only the hourglass, but the looking glass, where she's just like, oh, I can't look at myself. So this is a real sense of self-discomfort, right? Even pain, okay? Not feeling secure. It's the opposite of being safe, right? So it could be that because you've been keeping yourself down on some level, or talking yourself out of something, or it's been much more important to be safe, no matter what that means for you right now, than it is in being electric, in being exciting, in being inspirational or inspired, or taking a calculated risk here. This is really asking you, be blunt. What do you really want to see? Where you're meant to belong is where you will end up. And it will be safe by virtue of you being yourself, right? You got to be true to yourself, Cancer. You can't always fulfill others' expectations of you, or even your old expectations of yourself, because you're not just an emotional home body water sign. Okay? You're actually electric. There's something fabulous about you, and you have a lot to offer. So this is your probable outcome. This is what actually gives me goosebumps for you. This is a Nirvana card, okay? This is absolute Nirvana. This is finding your sense, finding your peace. Nirvana, think of this. The land of milk and honey. This is a biblical term. This is an ancient term, thousands of years old, being used today because we know what it means. It means optimum health, optimum resources, optimum bounty. For not just you though, right? This is communal. This is everyone benefits from this. This is the beauty of this. It's not like you can be electric and you'll find out where you belong and then something nice will happen to you. It's not just like that. The beautiful thing about being blunt about this to yourself and taking a calculated risk and knowing that you're loved and accepted, because where you end up is where you belong, and those people there are who belong with you. This is Nirvana, right? This is peace and love and joy and health and prosperity and forgiveness and personal growth. And you can even use the term wealth here for milk and honey. It's not limited to monetary source, of course, because we have blessed as your general energy. Look at this. We have sort of Capricornian symbolism here. We have the half person, half fish. So this could be Capricornian energy, earth-like energy. It could absolutely be earning money, right? We do have the 10th house, which is the public face, what we do in the public, what we do in the workplace, how we present ourselves. So basically what you're doing maybe for work right now, or how you're presenting yourself to the public in general. It's going to be a really nice week for you to get blunt with you know what? I'm. It doesn't matter what they say about me. I'm going to find my tribe, as long as, and you might even have people follow you. Like your besties will follow you wherever you go. They love you. But the people you're meant to meet and where you are is belonging, when you are blunt with yourself and honest with yourself here. But what you really have to offer is feeling and acting and being blessed, right? This is a beautiful card. We also have higher ascension colors here. We have pink and mauve. Anytime we're looking at red and blue together, we're looking at higher ascension colors. So it's really lifting. It lifts everything around you. Your prosperity, your joy, your spirituality, your health, and your impact on other people. So if you've ever wanted to work for other people in a public sense, from a place from the heart, get blunt about that. Be honest with yourself about that this week, because Nirvana, something beautiful awaits you. We do have camouflage here. This could be about just maybe doing what you need to do to make this a reality for yourself. You might need to switch something up about your appearance here in order for you to feel comfortable and confident moving ahead. It could be that you just need to make sure that you're not using this as a way out either, right? I'm not ready yet, or I don't have, this and this to move ahead. Just, you want to take a calculated risk here and say, I do have what it takes, or I'll learn on the way. I'm just going to make this move. I'm going to be blunt about moving forward. And again, Jupiter rules optimism. Remember this, as long as you're doing this under the auspices of optimism and self-respect, and you're following your heart, and it comes from a place of feeling, absolutely electric, absolutely not only capable, but that it's right now, it's right for you. And that it includes other people. It includes healing and touching and benefiting other people. Oh, they both jumped out together. Let's keep them. Beautiful, beautiful cards to end on today. Both balance and abundance. 100% here. You will be abundance. This is your second abundance card. So milk and honey is an abundance card. We're looking at Nirvana. Attach this to abundance. Holy smokes. You only have to gain from this, okay? Even if it's a learning experience, even if this is just a personal growth and has nothing to do with monetary influences here, which it probably does. We're looking at 10th house energy here. Do it because it's interesting. Do it because it's different, or it takes you a little bit out of your comfort zone. This is how we grow. And balance. You're going to want to balance your emotions and your intellect here. You're going to want to balance your work life and your family life here. Just in all areas, balance yourself, even between the electric and the emotional self, okay? You don't want to, override or even wear yourself out. So be sure that you're balanced in yourself before you proceed here. And I really think that the sky's the limit for you here. Just take a calculated risk. Do something that feels electric, that feels really good for you. That's probably going to help the masses. And you will find that you get exactly where you belong, my dear Cancers. So that is your reading for the week. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for being here with me. If you have a second, comment below. I love hearing from you. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel and like my videos. That really helps me out as well. I'm so excited to meet and greet you all in the new year with some new content. So until then, have a beautiful holiday season, and I will see you next year. Bye for now.